welcome back to another tutorial. Today we're going to be making some Runescape swords. So the first one I'm going to be making today is this white sword from Runescape. I just typed in Runescape white longsword and here it is. Actually, I clicked on this one and then I clicked on this one because it's a simplified version. I'll make this one eventually though. So I have this downloaded to wherever I want, and I'm going to go into Maya 2018 here. You can have this, you can basically do anything I'm about to do in any Maya, so don't worry about it. I'm going to go to top view and go import my image plane. So I'm just going to go to wherever I saved it. Alright, I actually called it something. I don't need to go through every single thing I have. Alright, so you can see is that kind of like an angle, and I don't really want that, so I'm going to try and rotate this. You can rotate that, I'm pretty sure that's 45 degrees. Let's see. Why is that not showing up there? Anyways, the way you can rotate at snapping at 15-degree intervals is you can hold down J and then do that, and as you can see it snaps at 15, and I can just snap that like that so that it is perfectly straight, and we can start modeling this. So we're going to be making this in like a few different pieces, so it's cool to plan out your model before you start working on it. I'm just going to make sure that's a proper size. Yep. I'll turn off my grid so it's easier to look at this. So let's see. This blade part can be one piece. This thing right here can be one piece, and maybe that thing in the middle might be maybe another one. And I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. I'm gonna have to look at a few different images properly. But that'll probably be one piece, and then we can make this all one piece. So yeah. Let's get started. So I'm gonna start from the handle. So let's just create a cylinder, and I'm gonna rotate this 90 degrees. So I'm just gonna open up my channel box. Just gonna hold down J to snap it. As you can see, I was just looking over there. I'm gonna drag this down here. I'm gonna turn on X-ray mode so that I can see my model or my blueprint underneath while I'm creating this. So I'm just gonna put that ish where I want it to be, and just checking that. And I'm gonna select these bottom vertices. I'm just gonna drag it down to like here, and then I'm gonna select the top ones. I'm gonna drag them up to like here. Okay, so we can take a look at this so far. And one thing, I'm gonna select this. I'm just gonna drag this down. That way I can see my entire model. And I'm also actually gonna go to show image planes and turn that off. That way I can still see it in these images, but when I'm looking here, I can just see my model. And I'm also gonna probably want to change some of the okay, whoops. I have to make a new cylinder. I'm very sorry about this. Let's make that 90 degrees again. I want the subdivisions of this to be a bit lower, maybe something like maybe something like 14. I like 14, 13. I like 13 because as you can see, this face right here is perfectly, so like let's say I want to extrude out there, it goes perfectly straight out. I don't have to do any weird things, so let's have it at 13. And I'm going to go back into here. I'm going to just quickly do what I did before. Place that back to normal. Take those top vertices, push those up there, and bring that down. Okay. So now we can start working on maybe this bottom piece right here. So the way I'm looking at it, I think I can just take these bottom. Oh, by the way, a cool trick. Let's say I wanted to select all these bottom ones right here, right? Selecting all of these individually would take forever, and you can't, shift, double-click those to select all of them. It just does not work. So a cool thing you can do is you can actually drag select all of that, and then hold down Shift and drag select all of that. And now, as you can see, I just have that bottom thing selected. So there's that. By the way, I went into wireframe like this by pressing 4, and you can press 5 to go back into the shaded mode. So I'm gonna extrude this out to about like there, and bring that out a little bit. Maybe that's a bit too much. Sorry, had something on my tongue. Okay, yep, that is a little bit too much. Ooh. Okay, maybe if I can find some more images of this. I believe that looks to be a character holding that. Okay, that's not even the same sword. So, let's just see. White sword. Jeez, it's huge. Okay. I believe that's just spread out kind of like this. But I think this one has less, like I chose 13 and I'm pretty sure that one has less than that, so yeah, it's fine though. If I take a look at that, looks pretty good. I'm gonna start color coding this as well. So it looks like this bottom thing right here is one color, so let's just call this gray. Call it gray. And then the color, I'll just make a gray. Okay. And did not apply for some reason. Back to my... That's weird. Second. Oops. Okay, there we go. I don't know why it didn't apply. So, let's start working on that yellow thing right there. And actually, before I do that, I'm going to color code this thing. I want to make this blue. So I'm just going to give it a blue Lambert. It's really dark. Alright. Now we have something looking more like that. When I texture this, I might make a separate video. Probably not, though. I'm going to be texturing this in Substance Painter. So these are just preset things to help me, to help me texture it in Substance Painter so I know what I'm looking at. So this is not what the actual color is going to look like, but anyways, let's get back to this. So this sticks out a little bit, just like that. Just extrude those out. Let's see, press R, maybe scale those out a little bit. Also looks like the middle of it kind of dips in, so let's see if we can do something like that here. Middle would be like there. This thing seems to kind of go in a little bit. Maybe not that much. And then, so does this one. Okay. Whoops. I'm gonna take those out. I think I like the way it looks without them. Okay, so now we need to make this thing yellow. So I'm gonna just gonna select all those faces. I'm gonna shift double click those, and shift double click these. And I'm gonna, assign a yellow blend to them. So just click on yellow. Okay. Got the bottom part. And I'm gonna make sure to save my scene as well, so that I don't lose what we've already done. Let's see, what is this weapon called? White Sword. Runescape. White Sword. Alright. Now let's continue working on maybe going a little up. Just make sure I'm recording too. Okay. Let's see. So I believe now we're going to start working on a different piece. This top part right here. I believe this looks like it. I could probably do it with a cylinder right here and then extrude the sides up. So I'm going to make a new cylinder. I'm going to rotate this 90 degrees. Open up my channel box. Oh, I don't want negative. I just want 90. Doesn't matter, but I don't know. I just like not negative numbers. So let's extrude this out, or just scale it out, I mean. Let's see. Look at this image again. Looks like this might be out a little bit, and just push that in. Okay. Now let's change. Oh, whoops. Before I do that, it's really annoying how Maya does this, but I can only change things like that before I've done anything to it. So let's give this not that much. Let's give it maybe 13, just like the other ones. How does 14 look? It's not changing. Oh, it is. Okay. Why is this not updating though? Hmm. How's the 11 look? I'm trying to get the, I could just rotate it. The sides to be exact, so let's see if I can maybe just rotate that. Yep, I think I might need to go to, whoa, not 24, 13. And, let's see, how should I rotate that? One second. Alright, sorry about that, but I figured out what I need to fix. Just make sure I'm recording. Okay, good. So I need to go to here, and I'm just gonna type in like 10 or something, and then I'm gonna rotate this a little bit. So I'm gonna hold down J and snap that to there. That way, both those faces, as you can see, this one and this one, are now exactly pointing out. So that way, I can go to like this menu, and I can just extrude those out. Okay, I select both of those. Drag them down about there. Let's see how this looks. Alright, yep. I'm gonna take these. I'm gonna take them up. And actually maybe down. There, trying to follow the lines, as you can see. Let's go back to the faces and extrude those out again. Same process. Just gonna drag them down. Oops. Scale those out a little bit. So like there, although maybe a one. Alright, that looks pretty good. And then let's do the same thing for this bottom. I want it to match up like right there, so let's see here, what can we do? Alright, that looks pretty good. I select the faces again. I'm looking at this side, mainly. This side is perfectly the same as that one. Just a reference image is a little odd, so it's alright. I'm gonna extrude again. I'm gonna take this out to one final thing. Select both of those again. And there. And then these bottom ones to there. Okay, let's see how that looks. Yeah, it looks pretty good actually. Looks basically like what this kind of looks like. It's kind of hard to find like images of this really, because it's such like a random old weapon that there's only like Wikipedia articles of. But I think it looks pretty good. So I'm gonna save again, and I'm gonna apply the gray thing to this, by the way. So I'm just gonna do that, and let's see, what else should I do here? I'm kind of confused about what that thing in the middle is, by the way. So I don't know what I'll do about that, but I'm gonna select these bottom faces here, so let's just see what I can do. Make sure those are just the bottom ones, do that technique again, and I'm going to extrude those out, just like so, and then down, extrude them out. Whoops, what did I just press? Extrude them out. Scale them in again. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now I'm going to line this up. As you can see, it doesn't really match well. That's just because the reference image is like, you know, not the best reference. So I'm just going to hold down V to snap to vertices, and I'm going to drag this out. I'm going to press D to take the pivot, and I'm going to hold down V. I'm going to snap it so it's that right there, and I want to snap it to that vertice right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select that, and then I'm just going to hold down V and then just drag it to like there. Bam. Okay. So that's perfect. In fact, I might drag that down a little bit. Let's just see how it looks on here. Looks great. Press 4. Looks lovely. There we have that part so far. So that's mainly the main part of the handle. We're still gonna make this thing right here, and then the blade. But looks pretty good. And Check my recording. Okay, good. So let's start on this weird thing. So I'm trying to figure out what kind of thing that's made out of. I'm pretty sure that looks to be like a cube. So I'm gonna just make a cube. I'm gonna drag this down. And I'm gonna select the vertices. So I guess just select those. And drag those out a little bit. So let's see. Take that. Take that. Do do do. Alright. Looks a bit odd. It's mainly just our image's fault. Maybe I could push that a little bit more. Here's a cool trick, by the way, to make these perfectly, like a straight line. I can just press R, and then I can drag that down just a ton. And now, as you can see, that's perfectly straight. So, okay. I'm gonna scale that smaller once I'm finished with this, by the way, so don't worry about it looking weird. I'm gonna select these faces. See that trick? Just makes it so I have that top face selected. And I'm going to extrude up. And I'm gonna follow. You see how there's like two different kind of shades of gray? I'm gonna follow like this kind of one, as you can see right here, and not worry about the ones on the side because we'll do that later. And okay, so let's just continue extruding and scaling. Okay, got a new keyboard and I keep messing up. Okay, extrude out again. Alright, and extrude out once more. Do 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 do. And once more. Alright, let's check up on that. So that's looking good. Remember again, this is going to be scaled down, so don't worry about it looking so weird. And now we're going to start, see what I can do here. Yep, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just select this edge right here. I'm going to go to Control, right click, Edging Utilities, Edging and Split. And that should put one thing straight through the middle, but I want two. So I'm going to go to Poly Split Ring 1 here in my channel box. I'm going to change the split type to Multi. So now I have both of those selected, and this is just going to make them equal, so it's just going to look nice. And I'm just going to drag that out, like that much. And that looks pretty good. And I'm going to just take those faces, so, or not faces. Let's see what I can do to make it kind of, have that kind of, as you can see, like the less dark grays. So let's just see. I go like that. How does that look? Let's see. Yeah, alright. I'm just gonna go with that. I'm gonna take both of those and just extrude those out. Take, let's see. Yeah. I'm gonna take both of those. I'm gonna extrude those out, and I think that's those two. So it's just actually messed up on one thing. I only selected the top faces. I need to just make a box select, as you can see, to select the bottom ones too. That way we have this all equal. So now I'm just gonna scale those back out properly. Okay. Let's see how this would look as well if this is scaled. Look at some images. Looks like this kind of... This will hold the blade. And I feel like it needs to be thicker. It's just... but not too thick. See how it looks inside. Alright, well, let's continue working on this thing, because you can see part of it is a little weird looking. I'm gonna select these faces, or not faces, vertices, and I'm gonna press R. And I'm just gonna take those out a little bit, maybe a bit higher up. Okay. Then I want all these edges, so I'm just gonna select them all. Doo doo. I don't think I got that one selected. Just make sure. Yeah, okay. And keep on selecting all these outer vertices, and then I'm gonna press R, and I'm just gonna scale them in. So like that. There we go. Alright. That's the look I was going for. And I'm gonna save this one some more. And let's start working on this huge blade thing. And then we'll go back to adding some more details maybe on that. So I'm just gonna make a cube. And I'm gonna select those top vertices, and I'm gonna drag them out to like here. Okay. I'm gonna drag these down to like there. Line it up with the right side. And let's see. Looks to me like the blade would keep going down, but it gets swallowed up by the thing we have sort of created here. So let's just see. I'm going to take this entire thing as well, just to help us. I'm going to scale that down. Alright. Just like those. I think it needs to be a bit higher up. Let me just see how this is looking. Alright. That's going to do what I want. I'm pretty sure. Maybe a little more in. We can go back to that later. Let's continue working on the top here. So I'm going to select those top faces. So you can see that's what it looks like. And extrude again, just kind of looking at our reference images. Sort of different lines. Kind of hard to see, but no. And then I'm going to combine those up there. So what I want to do is I want to merge these. So I'm just going to kind of bring them, let's see, close-ish together. And mine really needs to like get me a better scaling tool as well, because like when I'm zooming in, it like goes a bit too much sometimes. I'm just like both of those, and I'm gonna go to merge. Let's see what that did. Okay, I'm gonna take both of those. I'm just gonna press G to do my last commands, and then I'm gonna select both of those, and I'm gonna press G. That way I can get a pointy tip. Alright, and now it looks like we need two lines in the middle, so I'm going to do that same thing as before. Whoops. Control right click, edge ring utilities, edge ring and split ring 2, and multi. Again, there's like 5 different ways to do this in Maya, so you can do whichever one you want. I just like doing that way because I feel like it's quick. And I'm just going to do that, and then I'm going to take the multi-cut tool, which is right there. You can also find it by going to the modeling toolkit and just clicking on multi-cut. So I'm going to just bring both of these lines to there. You can press Q to stop using the multi-cut tool, and then G to use the tool again. Okay. So now I need to do the same thing on the top. Or actually, I think this is the bottom. Alright. So now I just want to see if the geometry is good. Alright. And I'm going to select those top faces. So I'm actually just going to drag select in. Just like so. That way I have the top and I have the bottom selected. Except for these nasty guys I got in there. And to give this more shape than just being flat, I'm going to just take those up. Okay. Now, this doesn't really look too sharp. This looks more like a hammerish thing. So let's select these faces. And make sure those are the only things I've selected. We're pressing 4 to see my wireframe. And I'm just going to extrude those down to a pretty good point like that. And I think I scaled that top thing a bit too much, so let's just go back to that. Make sure nothing else is selected so we don't do any annoying damages. And I'll bring that down a little bit. RuneScape was made, the computers could not handle that many vertices and stuff, so they were pretty small objects, so I've been trying to keep it pretty low. Right now it's only 258 vertices, which is actually pretty good for a sword. So let's see as well, so I can color code this better. Looks like this is going to be our gray, and then I'm going to assign a new material. But I'm going to make this a more lighter gray. Okay, check my references. Yep, gray, gray. You know what? That's actually a lighter gray too. So let me just select those and apply my latest blend to that. Okay, so let's see if there's anything else I want to change. I want to make these actually a bit bigger, so I'm going to select that face, all of those, and just extrude these out a little bit to like that. Okay, that's what I want. And that should be basically it. I mean, it's not much more to add. Hold the sword. Looks like a sword when you look at it. I think it looks pretty cool, especially after I'm going to texture this in Substance Painter. So thank you for watching, and please subscribe.